Lean Left, Lean Right podcast where spirited debates and open discussions reign supreme. Join hosts Rudy and Shemaya as they fearlessly tackle the most pressing topics in politics and beyond, seeking common ground without sacrificing their passionate perspectives.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Man, it feels like it's been Christmas, and New Year's since the last time we had y'all and tune into our show. Man, it's Friday. It's not Friday, bro. My brain's so dead because work is Wednesday, excuse me. And I'm here with Rudy. Bro, we've been working. That's the other thing, man. Let's catch them up real fast. We've been doing Super League because that's why I'm also burnt to the crisp because we've been on the grind.
Yeah, man, we just got done with the Big Texas Comic Con over at the Henry B. Gonzalez Center in San Antonio, Texas. And when we say we got done, we put a day's work in. Well, day and a half. I was there Friday for a little bit. Day and a half working, met so many great people. They were able to subscribe to our YouTube for Sweep the League TV. I mean, we
over 900, man.
Overnight, yeah, we went up 334, I think, or 31 overnight. So yeah, close to 1,000, man. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark for sure.
But trust me, guys, I'm gonna wake up, man. I'm just saying, you know how it is when you're on that grind, and thin air just get thinner. Well, this is why we have this perfect podcast for y'all. Lean Left, Lean Right with Rudy and I. We have some really cool clips for today. I mean, we got some entertainment, we have some comedy. We're gonna jump on the first one right now. It's Officer Tatum, and he's talking to college students. So let's just dive in so y'all can react with us. Here we go.
I noticed you have the unless I read wrong, you have the Make America Great Again.
Yeah, I do.
I want you to tell me exactly the point in history where America was great.
It's funny. Point to me a time in history where America wasn't great. Tell me where
the
it started.
The birth of America?
Point in America where America wasn't great.
On murder and thievery and deception. What do you mean?
Now let me explain this to you real quick. This is for everybody to listen to. Everybody always have this perception that we shouldn't acknowledge America as being great. America started at a certain point and grew and came better over time. No country that you know of was 100% perfect at the foundation. No country.
You
no
didn't answer my
country in the
question.
world. No countries in Africa, no countries in Europe. You can name it. Everybody started at a certain point, and it became greater
you
over
didn't
time.
Answer my question.
Ever since you've been alive, America has been the greatest it's ever been.
You think so?
100%, brother. You can name somewhere else that's better than America. And why don't you live there?
I'm not sure.
I know you're not sure because they don't exist. Show me somewhere else that's as diverse as America. Anywhere.
As diverse?
That's as diverse.
What does diversity mean if
opportunities
people are being
for
discriminated
all
against?
people? Show me another country that give opportunities for all people like America.
Do you
does.
think we have the same opportunity as everybody else, as black people?
Yeah, 100%.
With a 200-year economic head start on us and no
What's
reparations?
stopping you now? Aren't you at this university?
Yeah.
You at the university just like all these white people. Mm-hmm. How's that any different? Can't you?
I want you to go two blocks that way and tell me where they at.
You can read. You can go to class. Mm-hmm. You can make good grades. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that you're making straight A's. Mm-hmm. How is America stopping you from doing that? And how is it stopping you from being prosperous enough to go down the street and make a difference in your own community? How is America stopping you from doing that?
Why is it my responsibility to make a difference in my community that was sabotaged from the start?
Let's go back to the foundation.
Do you think the CIA planted drugs in our communities?
They didn't make you sell it.
Do you think they...
No, I agree.
Do you think they burned down
stories of how
black
the CIA,
businesses? Do you know what Black Hollywood is?
Let's go one at a time. I've heard stories that the CIA planted drugs in the inner city communities. Not every black community, but in some. They still don't make you go and sell drugs to your brother, do they? Why are you not selling drugs right now? Because it doesn't make sense for you to do that. You have an opportunity to go to a university, get an education, and make yourself better and make your family better in the next few generations. Nobody's stopping us from doing that. I'm sitting on campus right now, and all these people are listening to me.
You know what's stopping
What's stopping me?
Money.
In America, what's stopping you from making money in America?
What the f*** is not stopping us from making money?
You
what
go to the same university as all
mean?
these white people. How you got it different?
Exactly.
You said what? Excuse me?
We're in debt.
That's
our
your fault.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right?
Okay, we were
never given boots to begin with.
Let's start with this. I actually went and graduated from a university. So I'm not a guy that didn't go to college. I had a full scholarship, so I didn't pay for school in my undergrad. Graduate school, I paid for out of my pocket. I did not get a loan. I mean, I did not have to get loan forgiveness or nothing like that. I had $11,000 worth of debt and I paid it. How is that different than anybody else out here?
Because everybody doesn't have the same opportunity.
I'm black though. How did I pay my loan off and you can't? Or
where you from?
Wait, I'm from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Dunbar High School.
Fort Worth,
right
Texas.
in the hood and stop 6. Right in the hood and stop 6. How did I get to this point if America's against me?
Did everybody in your neighborhood get to that point?
Well, different choices. There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that made it out because they made better choices. I could have sold drugs. I didn't. Why? Because I wanted something better out of my life.
What do you say about the disproportionate wealth? Is that okay? Does that not matter?
It's about culture. How much money do you save?
I don't know. I'm in debt, bro.
You in debt. How much do you invest?
I don't know.
How did you get into debt? Who chose to come here?
Me.
Well, that's you laid it out. Now, when you come here, for every college student here, this should be an investment into your future.
Right.
Anybody that know anything about making money knows that you have to invest to get to the next step.
You may be
in debt. You may be in debt to make an investment to get to the next step. So if you do this properly, this is a debt investment to make more money in the future. If you come here and clown around and take a major that won't put you anywhere, then you just got into debt for no doggone reason. It's a cultural thing. Black people in America don't have wealth like others because they choose not to generate wealth through investments and passing their money down.
Who's teaching us to do this?
We should teach each other to do it. Why does somebody got to teach? You want the white man to teach us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, hell, teach us something.
Okay, no, you could teach something. You got a college, you could get a college education. When you have children, teach your children.
So basically help yourselves. We know you have this 200-year head start.
That doesn't matter, bro. You don't have nothing to do with. You don't have nothing to do with that.
Oh.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
I thought you said one at a time.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
I don't have nothing to do with what?
The 200 years that you're talking about.
Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of generational trauma, generational wealth? My people don't own anything.
Where you come from?
How can you build something when my people come from nothing? I come from South Memphis.
And I come from Stop 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I went to university.
What does comparison mean?
What does
comparison mean when the statistics say that we are behind?
We are not behind. Some people are behind. We're not behind. Why? Because we make positive decisions. He not behind. He not behind. She not behind. Do I want to go point out all the black people?
You're on a college campus.
But does college guarantee?
Man. Yeah.
That was a fiery conversation there.
Yeah. It's a lot to unpack right there. I mean, from the student at college on campus, I mean, I feel for the guy that he's in debt, you know. I was in debt with college myself. And I will say this, Officer Tatum, I think he just wants him to think about it more. I think it's easy to blame people for what you're going through. So I can see the frustration from the college student point of view, but I think Officer Tatum's trying to get him to expand from that point of frustration, and I can feel the heat wave of flames coming my way saying this, but that's okay. I'm still in the middle as far as how I try to see each side, left and right, but I really respect what Officer Tatum is trying to articulate with his point that, yeah, you might be in debt. Yeah, you might feel this way about opportunity in America. But he gave his personal story. He put himself, through college. And I think people not going to like this, but I think that's a valid perspective. I think we get used to shutting people down because you fill in the blank of who you're going to vote for. But if you strip all that away and listen to what Officer Tatum is actually saying to the guy, I actually think he's trying to help the brother.
Yeah, I mean, Officer Tatum made great and valid points. I mean, the whole debt thing, if you're in college, I mean, if you're in college, you put yourself in debt unless you've got scholarships, unless you've got, free money to play with and get into college. I mean, I've been to college for a little bit. I went to college for a little while. I mean, I knew I was getting in debt. When you sign up for college, you're signing that paperwork saying, "Hey, we're borrowing X number of dollars in student loans, and this and that." So they're not forcing you to sign it. You're signing it knowing that you're going into college, with a debt already. So I think what the whole video that I got out of it was, it's not it's not so much about the politics, about the presidency, as it is as the major generation gap. And the generation now, the kids now, collegiate, and this is all the kids, man. I say it all the time. I don't know if they allow the media to educate them instead of actually doing the educational process, if that makes sense. When I was in school, back when Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone were my, brothers in school, and we all went to school together, and Bedrock, we hit the books, we learned. And I know these, and right now when you're in school, you're learning that history probably isn't, the great, and it's not, America's history's not the greatest history by all means. I mean, there's stains in American history that no matter how much Mr. Clean or Fabuloso we use, Shemaya, we can't clean it. I mean, there's stains in American history you just can't clean. But the stain that you see there is a reminder to teach you that you can be better, that you don't make that same mistake again. And I feel like a lot of, like you mentioned, generational I think it was generational wealth, not wealth, but generational generational trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that, but I also feel like for anybody, I mean, I know my great grandparents, they went through a lot in Mexico, and they went through a lot in Texas, actually, South Texas. They went through a lot. They, we weren't definitely I guess we weren't definitely going through what a lot of people went through back, in our days, but even me myself, I've experienced, some stuff that I've never thought I would, being as a Hispanic male. So I don't know about the generational trauma. I think a lot of it, like I said, a lot of it is media driven. Our kids now learn by TV, by TikTok, by Twitter, by Facebook, and they learn by media, websites, and all the propaganda, instead of actually looking like, okay, this is what's happening. How do I educate myself with the election coming up? If this person wins, may not be my person, but if they win, what am I going to do to make sure that I'm taken care of and my family's taken care of, and that I can put myself in a good situation? So that's the way I took out of it. And, officer, Tatum was trying to basically tell him that. I mean, you basically are holding your own life in your hand, your own choices. You make the choices. Don't let anything come in between you and the choices you want to make. And that's kind of what I felt I got out of that whole video. It's a lot to break down. We could break down segment by segment.
There's so much to break down because I'll say again, I can feel the flames coming my way because I try to keep it neutral, just out of respect.
Yeah, I mean,
whoever you don't vote for. Yeah, but I have to give credit where credit is due. And I think Officer Tatum did a great job articulating his point from his personal life experience. And the guy is black. I mean, it'd be kind of different if Officer Tatum was white and saying it, because then might be a little bit like bias input.
It is.
But the guy is black, so he's been through some stuff too. I mean, what makes you think that he didn't struggle? And I think the difference is how it's being handled. I've been through college. I've been through college debt. Okay, I can't tell my parents I had some generational trauma. No, they're gonna be like, boy, you're gonna be in school and you better get to class. Like, we don't have time for that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people might feel a certain way, so I'll respect that. I'll say, okay, in a lot of cases, it can be true. But then what? Okay, like then what? Are you just gonna like skip class because you have this situation going on? Or are you just gonna like go there where you went there for, right? You're putting your hard-earned money in cash. You get something out of it, like make something of yourself. I know that sounds easy and it's harder to do because you have job markets, all this stuff you got to worry about. But you know, hey, we all doing it in America. Okay, what makes you think you're the only person?
Well,
All right, we all struggle.
Yeah, and I feel where he's coming from because
Yeah, I respect it.
I mean, let's be real, dude. College now, I mean, you go to college. Do you go to college to get a degree and get a great job? I mean, there's
Yeah.
a real limited amount of jobs where a degree is going to get you now. I mean, I almost want to tell my daughter, you know, hey,
Start a
really
business.
think about college because it may not be the great idea. What do you want to do now? If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be someone like that, yeah, go to college. There's no doubt about that. But I hate to be the guy to say don't go to college if she wants to make, you know, if she wants to better herself in education and continue. If she loves school and she wants to continue, by all means, I'm gonna say, yeah, go for it. But I'm gonna make sure that it's worth something that she wants to go to school for, because I mean, you know, there's just some jobs like, you know, luckily me, I work in a field where I don't need the college. I just need education. I don't need all college, but you know, a lot of the jobs now, you know, necessarily you don't need college. So I feel what he's saying, but that comes
Then
back
what?
to Officer Tatum, man. It's like you got to make sure you're taking the right course that's going to benefit you.
That or just redirect, like find out how you need to like maybe change directions, because like I said, you don't have to agree everything that Officer Tatum says or believes,
Yeah.
but you can give him credit to where credit is due. And the fact is he's trying to educate the young man that, hey, I understand your pain points, but you have to understand what are you going to do after you face those pain points, because that's a little bit more important instead of just complaining about this and that. Because sorry, man, look around you. There's a lot of people in America in the same situation as far as debt and tough choices. And yes, we want to talk about race and stuff, and to a certain degree that can be very true, but we should also ask ourselves, then what? What's next? Am I just gonna keep saying the same thing? Or like Officer Tatum said, you can start teaching. You can start enlightening people. I mean, you made it to college, so you're in college, so make the most of it. Maybe it's your opportunity to change the narrative, to change how people are thinking, and not just say the most easiest thing to say, and that is it's someone else's fault. Now, I'm gonna get flames, and that's okay. Maybe I'm not gonna get flames, but I just hope people understand that both sides have some truth to it. And I think Officer Tatum was just trying to question what he's believing to help him think through it versus just hit that pain point and you stop. I know we got to get going, but we got 3 more videos. These are a little bit more entertaining as far as like lighthearted. 2 is going to be vote Trump or vote for Harris. And the last clip is my favorite because it's comedy. And this woman is responding to someone who says they're going to follow her because of who they thought she's going to vote for, but she didn't even claim who she's voting for. So we'll say that for last, but here goes the next 2 right now.
Trump or Harris?
Obviously Harris.
Why? I guess we know who they're voting for. What do you guys think about Harris?
Cool. Yeah, very cool, yeah.
Trump or Harris?
What?
Trump or Harris?
I don't care.
Hey man, who does? Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Donald Trump.
Why?
That's good, boy. For economy.
He's good money?
That's good economy.
Trump or Harris?
Harris.
Harris.
Why?
Because I don't trust Trump.
And what's one good thing Harris did?
I liked her debates.
You what?
I liked her debates 4 years ago when we were watching them. She was badass. I just
Okay.
more afraid of Trump than I am pro-Harris.
Favorite thing about Trump?
But Donald Trump is good.
You think he's good?
For economy, everything.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mexican.
You think that Trump is good for Mexicans?
I don't know.
But he wants to shut the border.
I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever, you're already here, right?
You know, yeah.
What's the thing you hate the most about Trump?
Everything in his platform is stolen from somebody else.
You heard it here first. Hey, Kamala Harris.
Oh, hey!
So we try to mix it up, man. We want to be lighthearted because, like, I believe it strongly, man. Like, we're all Americans and we should be able to poke fun whoever you're going to vote for. What do you think about that, man? Because I feel like the star of that one was the guy from Mexico, man. He's hilarious. He reminded me of the guy for Jimmy Kimmel, man.
Oh yeah, Guillermo, I think is his name.
Yeah, he has a
is his
future
name.
if he wants to be in comedy, man. The guy has a natural talent. I love that. I love his vibe, man.
Yeah, it's cool to ask people, and it's kind of weird, Shema, because you ask people about Trump or Harris, and you kind of see the videos. They say, "Well, I'm voting Harris," and you ask them the question, "Why?" And it kind of like the light bulb starts to flicker. Like, well, I don't know. I mean, like you said, well, the debate 4 years ago. I'm like, the debate 4 years ago, I think that was a vice presidential debate that she was going through. The debate happened a month or so ago, the latest one. So it goes back to kind of what we said, I think a week ago or our last show, when I think people are just voting based off of what they hear and not doing the homework. Again, we're not here to just say, well, we're voting this person. We're we're going for this person. This person's the right way. We don't do any of that here. But even, people voting for Trump, it's like, well, we like this about him. Okay, well, what do you like
I love the hat.
about him? Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I want a hat, or something like that. So you get people that are actually do the homework. They can provide answers. But I feel like majority of people, when they pick a candidate, it's like, well, it's just because of this. Like, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
And that's why this show is great, because Rudy didn't see this next clip, but this next clip, different people, obviously different answers, and they're a little bit more thorough with the answers. So I'm glad you picked up on that, because this is less comedy and a little bit more people's opinion. Here we go.
I intend to vote for Kamala. As a woman, I feel that women's rights are slowly being taken away, and I know that she would fight for us as a woman. And I have 2 daughters, and I want their future to be the same opportunities that I had.
I believe the economy was better under him. The inflation's really bad. I think Kamala is completely unqualified for the job. Main thing for me is immigration and inflation and the economy, so I'm going to vote for Donald Trump.
And I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Happily. One of the things that recently came up when I was watching the vice presidential debate, I noticed the strong difference between Tim Walz's positivity, optimism, asking for action, compared to what felt like criticism and fear and just hate that was coming out of J.D. Vance.
Absolutely ready for it to be over. Get back to disagreeing with people and being okay with it, and just not making that your personality who you're going to vote for. So vote for your best interest, and hope for the best for everybody.
Hey, I'm not trying to be biased, but the guy with the helmet, man, I appreciate his vibe. I know people are throwing rocks at me right now, virtual rocks. How dare you? But I'm not picking a side, man. I'm just reacting to these videos. But what do you think? I feel like I respect the women's point of view, because obviously I'm not a woman, so I can't ever speak on that topic. But as I pick up these rock stars slamming my face right now, I'm not mad with the guy is saying. He was very clear in why. And I think that it's important for whatever side you choose.
It's always, these are the type of voters that I like to listen to. I mean, you have reasonings behind it, and then it's like, okay, you gave me the introduction, but now let's go into chapter 1. And I like to go, like with my wife, I talk to my wife a lot about stuff, and she'll go into chapter 1, then chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. She'll break it all down for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. And then I can ask another question, and then she'll go, chapter 1A, chapter 1B, chapter 1C. So she goes even further. Those are the types of people that I like talking to and interacting with when it comes to political talk. But she had her reasons why that she would vote for Kamala. He has his reasons why he would vote for Trump. He was saying the economy was better in those 4 years. I mean, people are going to argue the fact that it wasn't. People are going to argue the fact that it was. Again, I mean, I've made it perfectly clear those 4 years I felt like I had more money in my pocket. So to me, it's like, okay, cool. In this, in these 4 years that we've had under Biden, I've paid a little bit more and stuff, but again, it's like I make do, man. I'm a chameleon. I'm a cultural chameleon, basically. I'll adapt to what happens in the country. If we have so and so president and they do this, well, hey, you know what? My dad's a great guy. You know, when he was alive, he used to always tell me, he's like, you know, no matter who I vote for, no matter who is in office, we're gonna get screwed either way. So I kind of live by my dad's, you know, type of thing. Hey, you know what? You're in office. Congratulations, man. Just take care of us, and you know, don't screw us too bad. But I agree with both of them. They both have reasons with it, and if you've got a reasons as to why you want to lean left or lean right, then that's your choice. That's part of being American, man. That's your choice.
Yeah, and before we play the comedy clip, I can't wait to play this, man. It's so hilarious. In some parts, we might have to talk through it. I might cut it short, just depending how long we want to go. But before we get into that, I want to go back to Officer Tatum's point when he was talking to the young man. I think he was trying to double down on the idea that, hey, man, I'm a black guy too. Like, maybe the bigger question, okay? Like, you're entitled for your opinion, but maybe the bigger question is, it depends on your situation. But even at that, my situation might be different from you because I come from a different place, different neighborhood, whatever have you. I went for a different degree, different major, whatever. The pain points, man, we all gonna face it. It's gonna be different because we all have a different story. We have a different way of life. We have different beliefs, all that. But the bigger question might be an invitation to what next? Okay, after you hit those pain points, debt or whatever, what next? Because if you start blaming every single person all around you instead of the person you see in the mirror, that's a bigger issue. And no disrespect to anybody, but just keep it simple. If you are in traffic, do you drive in the grass because everyone's getting on your nerves? Or do you, I know that's a real left, I didn't mean to say left. That's a little far stretch analogy, but just stay with me. Are you going to drive in the grass because people are getting your nerves and you don't like this traffic? Or are you going to obey the traffic laws? Yeah. Now, I feel the rocks hit my face right now, but hopefully it just makes you think. Like, it depends on the situation, but maybe you should ask yourself the question, what next, even if I go through this struggle, versus is everybody else's fault?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. You made 100% point on that. I grew up in a poor side of San Antonio, and I mean, I'm not going to go into Kamala's spiel about being middle class or anything like that, mom and dad, nothing like that. No, but I grew up in a poor, not so poor, not so rich area of San Antonio, Culebra, General McMullen area by St. Mary's University, down the street from there. House was just, 2-bedroom house for 4 of us, and we made the best of it. So. And luckily, I've been blessed to work my way out of it, have a great job, have a great family, have a great house. And you're right. I think that's what Officer Tatum was saying is like, no matter where you come from, if you make the best of it and you want to be better, you be better. Or you can surrender yourself to the streets and go that route if you have to.
Yeah, I think
it's all your choice.
I think that's a great message for the audience to kind of just adapt whatever you believe, right? And just keep this idea that the moment you quit, it's the moment everything stops. All the momentum, everything, like everything you were chasing to begin with, all that ends with you, or it begins with you. So if you've been through some hardships or whatever, like, hey, this is time to pick up and keep it moving. All right, I'm done preaching. Here's the next one. You're going to laugh. I started crying laughing when I heard this. Here we go.
I had a motherfucker tell me today, if you vote for Donald Trump, I'm unfollowing you. Baby, don't threaten me with the good time. Because I don't give 3 fucks and 4 shits if you unfollow me. Fuck you waiting for?
Stop it there. Spoiler alert is at the end of the video. She doesn't even say who she's going to vote for, but she was like, you're not going to bother me if you unfollow me. And yeah, it happened to be Donald Trump that they said or whatever, but I thought that was hilarious because I think people are starting to be like, you know what, I can care less if you are worried about who I'm going to vote for, because at the end of the day, it's America. If we weren't America, guess what? We wouldn't have a choice who's going to run. But we do. We get to choose one or the other.
Yeah, and you're right. It's funny what that whole video. I'm listening to her, but I'm watching her eat that piece of chicken.
Yeah, I want some chicken now, man.
Yeah, I haven't had fried chicken, like good fried chicken in probably like 5 years, man. It's been that
Sponsored
long.
not by Popeyes, but I definitely want some after
man.
that one.
I mean, unless they want to, then I'll take the number one or something, because I could definitely use that. But you're right, man. You know, it's funny because I log into Facebook and I see friends of mine and they're back and forth and
Gangsters.
yeah, you post, Trump is this and he's Satan and this
How
is
dare
what
you?
And then you have the comments and they're like, and these are people that have known each other for 20 plus years and like, well, you say this about Trump, but this is about Kamala, and
I'll come
you
to
don't
your
like
house.
Yeah, it's threat. I'm like, good God, why? Have we really become a country of, where friendships are? You know what it feels like, Shemaya? And I hate to say this, and like Shemaya says, don't throw rocks at me. And I feel them hitting me, but in essence, it's like a modern day civil war, man. I mean, it really is.
And plays online. Like once
Yeah,
you're in
and-
person, everyone acts all like holy and special and happy, joy. But once they're on the internet beyond the keystrokes, they just infamous gangster.
It's a social media civil war, man. Like you have, and it doesn't even have to be political. You have an opinion on something. I mean, we see it in the sports world all the time with the San Antonio Spurs, man. I mean,
Sports to actually throw them fists.
yeah, they go down to actual games, man. But it's just weird where you can't, like, you're in America, freedom of speech. You have a right to your opinion, and another person has a right to come back and try to counter your opinion. But when it gets to the name calling and you know what, I'm not going to be your friend anymore because we're different sides of politics.
Your color is not blue no more. It's red. Well, I like purple.
I mean, we all bleed the same color in red, man. And we all love our country. Even though a lot of us may say we don't love our country, the only reason why we don't love our country, well, yeah, even though we don't love our country, it's because of who's in office. Give me a break, man. You've survived the entire time through different presidencies. You've survived during a Republican presidency. You've survived under a Democratic presidency. Everyone is still alive. There has never been a president that has literally just taken our lives and, ended them left and right like that. Never. So I think it's more time of, like I said, be the culture chameleon and just adapt to a president. If it's not your favorite president, you have two things you can do. Just kick back, relax, just go for the 4 years. You know what? Not your guy, not your girl. Oh, well, just learn to adapt. Or in some cases, like a lot of celebrities said, I'm leaving the country. You're still here. I mean, you're still here. You didn't go anywhere. And guess what? You survived those 4 years. Just like the people that said, if Biden wins, I'm leaving the country. You're still here. You survived those 4 years. You're going to survive. It's going to be okay. And not everybody's going to be happy with everything. So, yeah, man, if you want to unfollow me, just unfollow me.
Do it now.
Unfollow me on Twitter, but don't unfollow
Please.
me on YouTube. I need the subscribers on YouTube. Just unfollow me on Twitter or Facebook.
Man, I'd rather have bots than people worry about if they're gonna follow me or not. Like that means nothing at all to me. And I didn't say who I'm voting for, so you can take your imaginary thoughts and pretend who I'm voting for. But I'll say this, man, wrapping this up. Whoever you're voting for, please, I believe personally, get out and vote. It don't matter if it's Harris. It doesn't matter if it's Trump. It doesn't matter if it's your cousin, your uncle, your grandpa. I don't care who's running. Your right to vote is your right to vote. And if you're American, you should definitely consider please consider exercise your right to vote, no matter who you're going for. But that's Lean Right, Lean Left podcast. We try not to get too political, but just stay lighthearted and just remind that we're all Americans at the end of the day. So if you want to unfollow me, that's okay. Follow the person that you like, because it's a free country. That's why it's great. I didn't mean to say that word great, but I feel the rocks coming at me right now.
It's you know what? It's a great country. I mean, it really is. I have issues with America. I do, but my issues are more of political in the sense of, certain laws and certain, stuff like that. But I mean, I still have to go by it. I can't just break the law because I don't like it. So I agree.
Driving the grass.
I've never done that. I've seen people do it. I've never done that before.
I actually say that because I actually seen a truck multiple trucks and different times actually driving the grass because traffic is too much. I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, break the law. Go ahead.
Yeah, a 4-door car. I can't really do that without, probably
Turn
getting
up your car.
some damage. Yeah, tear up the car. But, I like Shamaya said, closing it out, you got to just vote. I mean, whether it's left, right, front and back, like we always say, use your American gift of voting and just vote. And if it doesn't go your way, no big deal. At the end of the day, you're going to survive. You'll be fine. Everybody will be fine, no matter who's in office. As a country, I feel more than anything, Shamaya, it's not who is in office, it's what we do to help each other out at the end. And that's what makes America a great country, is not who runs it, not who's the president, but what as Americans, as we all do for each other. If we quit hating on each other and we learn to love each other and to respect one another, then America will get back to being right where it's supposed to be, and that's the #1 country in the world, man.
Yeah, and my last thought will be, I know exactly who our audience can vote for. I know it's a curveball, but that's what I love about the show. Y'all ready for this? Y'all need to vote for Sweep the League. It's the best show in San Antonio. I said it because I'm here to represent it. And real quick, here we go with this bumper. I knew you weren't expecting me to throw that curveball, but yeah, I want y'all to really support Sweep the League. And Rudy, how can they stay involved, and what's maybe some sneak peeks you're doing?
Yeah, so you can go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. We give away a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff, but our biggest thing coming pretty soon here, and it's actually probably going to drop this week, is our big NBA preview. So we're going to preview the entire NBA season like we did with the NFL season, give you our playoff picks, MVP players, all the way up to the NBA finals, who's going to win the finals, and we're going to get all that done this week, as well as the NFL talk. Tons of stuff happening. NFL, NCAA, World Series, not World Series, but MLB playoffs are going on. It's just a whole lot of stuff. So the only way to keep up with the day with it is to go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV, and just be a subscriber.
Well, once again, I appreciate y'all just tuning into this show, and show us some love on TikTok, man, because that's been getting the most reaction. So I have a friend that might be on this Sunday, the 20th. So we'll kind of stay pending for that and see if that happens. But until we meet again, from Rudy and Shamaya and the Sweep the League crew, man, y'all have a good night and appreciate your time.